Hello, this is the Progressive Cynic, and in this video I will be discussing how the current Republican Party needs to stop giving Obama cover in his pursuit of ideas which are not in the best interest of the United States or the interest of his base. Now, in recent years, we have seen the rise of what we call Obama derangement syndrome, where the right wing decides that everything Obama says, does, or is somehow evil, wrong, and anti-American. This has led them to decry policies which they have previously supported as evil socialist conspiracies, and to just flat out make fools of themselves. That said, they've also given Obama an immense amount of cover by being the boy who cried wolf and making everything into an outrage, so that when the Obama administration actually does something outrageous, no one calls them on it because they just assume it's more of the white noise which currently spews out of the right wing. Now, unfortunately, the right wing has decided that Obama is a Kenyan socialist, Maoist, communist, fascist, anti-white, black separatist, Muslim attendee of a racist church who works tirelessly towards his lifelong goals of imposing UN control of the United States, banning the game of golf, reforming the Ottoman Empire, fundamentally changing the USA into a communist dictatorship, and supporting the Muslim Brotherhood's goal of creating a new caliphate. In service of his agenda, Obama spends much of his time playing golf and basketball, but he also finds time to bully the Republicans into making huge concessions while remaining an incredibly weak president who, when not bombarding suspected Muslims with missiles from his army of killer robots, refuses to use the term Muslim terrorist because he is too sensitive and liberal on issues of national defense. I didn't make up any of those accusations. They came from a variety of right-wing pundits and just political talkers. Many of the times, they would actually use them mutually exclusively. Now, anyone who does not simply throw out a word salad of insults understands that you cannot simultaneously be, say, a socialist and a fascist. It doesn't work. But unfortunately, again, these people are not attached to fact, and they throw every word that they associate with something bad out and just hope that it sticks. It's the scattershot version of trying to insult someone. And it doesn't necessarily need to conform with logic. Now, when you throw so many insults and just flat out lies at someone, it obscures any of the real issues that they actually need to be called upon. For example, if the right wing really wanted to go after Obama on something that he has actually done, I mean, Obama's not perfect. He's very far from perfect, and they have plenty of ammunition. Off the top of my head, here are several examples. 1. Operating an incredibly unconstitutional spy matrix which spies on everything everyone does through any sort of digital medium. 2. What about letting all the bankers who blew up the world economy go completely free in 2008? I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that they donated both to his campaign and to every other politician's campaign during the 2008 and 2012 election cycles. 3. His extrajudicial assassination of American citizens without judicial process via unmanned aerial vehicle strike. All three of these things are incredibly egregious violations of Americans' rights, and if the right wing actually wanted to make a substantive accusation on any of these points, I think that a lot of Americans would actually find it resonating with them. That said, they don't want to make substantive points. They want to snipe at Obama and try to trick dumb people into thinking that he's some crazy communist, fascist, anti-colonial UN puppet who also happens to be strong enough to beat them, but lazy enough to spend most of his time on the golf course, which he then wants to outlaw through Agenda 21 because he's a radical environmentalist. In reality, None of these things make sense, and most of them are mutually exclusive with one another. We really need to stop listening to the absolute lunatics and understand that Obama is a deeply flawed individual. But we can't let the crazy determine whether or not everyone starts discussing Obama's actual flaws. The right wing may want to take down Obama by throwing everything and the kitchen sink at him, but in reality, they're creating a cloud of just insanity, which actually insulates Obama from real criticisms. He'll just point to the real criticisms and say, oh, look, they're just like all the rest of these insane, ridiculous conspiracy theories that are completely unbased in any understanding of reality that does not come from the mind of one of these right-wingers. It gives him an out that he should not have. Focus on things which are real. And, as we all know, Obama is not perfect. You may occasionally say, or the right wing may occasionally say, that the left considers him a messiah, but believe me, we don't. In many of these issues, we actually agree with you in that the Obama administration has done some fairly nasty stuff. Stop giving him cover for it. Thank you. This has been The Progressive Cynic.